Well, hello everyone. First up, a legal case update. Second, the Ontario Youth Conference recap. Third, answering concerns about charitable status. And finally, the ideology clash in education. It's Wednesday, October 22nd, and this is Quick Updates. So ARPA recently was given status as an intervener in an important court case. Here's John.
Hi everyone. ARPA has been granted leave to intervene at the Ontario Court of Appeal in Christian Heritage Party versus the City of Hamilton. The case began when the City of Hamilton rejected a CHP bus shelter ad stating that women are female, and that the party, the CHP, stands for truth and justice. Now the CHP argued that the city first rejected the ad and then later invented reasons for doing so. The city cited concerns about increased hate incidents towards transgender people, and the lower court ruled that the city's decision was fair and reasonable. So at the Court of Appeal, ARPA will argue that defining men and women is a matter of profound public importance and therefore deserves strong free speech protections. We will argue that disagreeing with someone's self-perception is not hatred. Of the four groups that sought leave to intervene, only ARPA and EGAL, which is Equality for Gays and Lesbians Everywhere, were granted leave. The hearing is set for February 3. We'll keep you up to date. Thanks.
Thanks so much, John. The Ontario Youth Conference took place this past weekend. Here's a couple of highlights.
This past weekend, young people from across Ontario gathered for the ARPA Youth Conference, and we had a great time. Reverend Rolfton Hollander kicked things off by reminding us of our theme, I am not ashamed. We heard from passionate panelists, Christians living out their faith in the public square in diverse and courageous ways. Through workshops on having a Christian mind and Christian morality, we were challenged to think deeply and act faithfully. And as the weekend wrapped up, we put our convictions into action, supporting Bill C-218 by delivering flyers and writing letters, creating videos for the Let Kids Be campaign, and hearing an inspiring call to keep the action up from Naomi. We had a great couple of days in Hamilton. Next up is the Manitoba Youth Conference in Winnipeg this weekend, and we'll be in BC the weekend after that. Go to arpacanada.ca/youth25 for more details.
Levi now joins us to talk about charitable status of churches and pro-life organizations and concerns about the upcoming budget.
Hey everyone. So last winter, the Federal Finance Committee, as you probably know, issued a couple recommendations to potentially strip charitable status from religious organizations and pro-life pregnancy centers. Now, there's been a bit of an update here. Recently, the chair of the Federal Finance Committee, Karina Gould, an MP, recently said to the executive director of the CRC churches here in Canada that that's not something they are planning to continue. So that is very good news that they're not planning to remove charitable status for churches, and yet we won't really know whether that's actually going to happen until the budget is tabled in less than 2 weeks on November 4th. So it would still be a great idea for you to reach out one final time to your member of parliament to encourage them for the finance committee to scrap that recommendation, and then also to maintain the charitable status of pro-life pregnancy centers.
Thanks so much, Levi. A recent Western Standard article by Cameron Park argues that public education isn't neutral. It's shaped by secular ideology that often replaces parental and faith-based values. That's a concern every Christian parent should take seriously. Some of our recent policy reports give a biblical response to this. First up, Removing Gender Ideology from Education policy report calls for schools to recognize biological reality, protect parental authority, and remove harmful identity teaching. Our educational diversity policy report argues that one-size-fits-all schooling undermines freedom and that families should have real options. Together, these reports remind us that education always carries moral assumptions. The question is whose moral assumptions are being taught. Christians are called to shape education that honors both truth and parental responsibility. You can read both these policy reports at arpacanada.ca. Well, that's it for Quick Updates this week. Thanks to you for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.